Okay, welcome back, Room 10. Another attempt to try to help you out with some of the things you'll be doing in your homework and in class. Today we'll be looking at how to multiply by multiples of 10. Multiple is a vocabulary word we've been using in class. A multiple is any number you say when you're counting by a particular number. In this case, the multiples of 10 would be 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. We learned a three-step process today that you'll see here on the post-it note that we're going to be using to try to make our lives a little bit easier. First problem here is 42 times 10. As you can see, step one is to highlight the zeros. So we're going to highlight the 0 here in the 10. Step two is to solve the simple fact. Notice I put that in quotes. What's simple for one person may not be for another. But in this case, 1 times 42 is equal to 42. Step 3, we add any zeros that we highlighted. We only have one zero, so our answer is 420. I'm going to try another problem here using essentially the same problem but with more zeros. First step, we highlight the zeros. Second step, we solve the simple fact. 42 times 1 is whatever's left. And step 3, we add the zeros. There are 1, 2, 3 zeros. So we place them at the end. Count back ones, tens, hundreds, comma, and we get 42,000. In class we give ourselves drawings for how well we've done. Let's give ourselves a bucktooth smile. Let's move on to problem 2. I'm going to move our tips down here to help us. Problem 2, let's try another example. How about 56 times 100? Step 1 is to highlight any zeros you see. Step 2 is to solve the simple fact. In this case, 56 times 1 is 56. And then step 3 is to add the zeros. We have 2 at the end. Ones, tens, hundreds, comma, and we get 5,600. I'm going to change things just a little bit just to practice the patterns and see if you notice any similarities between the two answers. Here we do step 1, we highlight the zeros. Step 2, we solve the simple fact, which is still 56 times 1. And then we add the zeros. In this case there happen to be 2 as well as the first one. Ones, tens, hundreds. So even though the factors of the problems are different, the answer remains the same. Let's say our bucktooth baby has now gotten a second tooth. Congratulations. Remove our tips over here to box 4 and try a similar type problem, this time written vertically. Sometimes this causes a little stress before we learn how to multiply in the way many of you would do this at home, but we'll still stick with our strategy since we have multiples of 10. Highlight our 0. Solve the simple fact. In this case, 3 times 2 is 6. Bring down the zeros, and we get 600 for our answer. As you might have guessed, he has got a bottom tooth. It's growing up so quickly. Last but not least, we'll do one more problem to practice this strategy. How about 80 times 40? Again, we're going to use our strategy of highlighting the zeros. That leaves us with a simple fact of 8 times 4, which is 32. We have 2 zeros highlighted, so we bring those down. 1, 10, 100. There's a comma, and your answer is 3,200. He's got his first hair up here, and we're very excited we've finished our first lesson. There have been 2 folk songs played here in the background. If your kids or whoever's listening would like to please tell me what the 2 songs are, it's worth $1 of McMoney. Hope you enjoyed.